Hi, guys. Welcome back to Finding Your Indie. I'm Bonnie Paulson.
And I'm Andy Stevens.
And today we are doing our Monday marketing tips and tricks. Ticks. I live in Missouri. That's like all that's on my mind. They're everywhere. We are welcoming you back. Today we're talking about testing and why it's important.
Yeah, so what exactly is testing?
So what we're talking about when you're testing is you're literally comparing the end result of an action against another action that you might have taken. A lot of people refer this to like A/B testing. There's all different ways, but you're really just looking for a specific result. And if that result is matched or equal to or lesser than the result of another action.
Right. So how can an author do this in their business?
Oh, there are so many ways. So Mandy and I, as we know, as everybody knows, we are ad managers. We run ads for people. We counsel people. We consult people. One of the things that everybody thinks ads is for is just to increase your income. And yes, that's a great way to do that. It's great. It helps build your income. But what if you wanted to have the goal of your ad be, I want to test my cover? You know, you set your budget and you're like, oh, I'm going to test my cover and see what the audience thinks. See what people think. And you can do this with Facebook ads. You can do this.
I do that a lot.
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of people,
great.
They want to know, I have this, especially since they're doing the man chest covers and then the symbol covers. They want to see what is working for the audience that they're targeting.
Yeah, exactly. And do they know if we're targeting, because if we know the audience and we know, the brand and the message and where we're sending them to, but that's like the only variable, right? Like might be a little tweak on the cover or the difference in the covers. And then they're like, oh, this actually responds really well to this audience, or, ooh, not the audience for this one. So it's great.
Exactly.
So yeah, authors can do so much with testing. They will cover what exactly the types of things are, but authors can actually use this to further their subscribers. They can use it to increase their landing page optimization. They can do it to increase conversions as well as to get, I don't know, like there's so much.
Right? Yeah, there's so many things on why an author will want to test.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Like, and your why is going to be cognizant on your goal. It's going to be literally dependent upon your goal. So yeah, that's exactly right.
So how do you successfully test?
And I had this happen not too long ago, and it was actually in my house. And I had one of the kids was like, Mom, I want to see if, what's making you have a stomach ache, right? My stomach was hurting. And I think I was telling you, gosh, my stomach won't stop hurting. And so everyone was like, well, maybe we should cut out all the foods. And then that'll tell us what's hurting you. And I was like, but I eat all the foods. Yeah. I'm like, wait, I'm not okay with this. I eat all the foods.
Yeah.
And I just want to know which one is hurting me. I don't need to know all of the things. So the biggest thing that we want to make sure and test when we're doing the first one is to only have one variable that you're testing against at a time. This is not appropriate to be like, okay, I'm going to test and see if these ads are going to work, but I'm also going to pull my books out of KU and put them wide and have a free first.
Right.
Because you just shifted a whole different.
You have no idea.
Yeah, you don't know what's changing.
Idea.
Yeah. So you really can't, you just have one variable. Everything else has to be the same. So the variable that you would test might be the blurb, it might be the cover, it might be whatever, but that's the only thing that you change.
Yeah. I always explain to people, you have to do everything slowly. It's like, if you really want to know what's going on in your business, change one little thing, change another little thing, change a little thing. So, yeah. So I was working with somebody before, and I changed her Facebook ads. And at the same time, I had scaled up. At the same time, she had started running all these ads in AMS. I'm like, now I just have no idea,
what's working.
So, we talked and everything. No, we talked. Yeah. I'm like, okay, so let me test. Let's stop these. Let me test so we know what's working and what's not.
Yeah.
Because you throw too much in there, it's like just throwing spaghetti at the wall.
You're right. You're absolutely right. That's great. And have you noticed like your different time frames are different too? What appropriate time frames that you've been using for that? There's different ones. Like if you're going to do a test, like a cover test, I would say like a week.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
tests, right?
Yeah. I think a week is good. 5 to 7 days for a cover. It gives you enough data. So you can be like, okay, well, we know.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you'll be like, oh, well, Facebook is showing this one more. So you kind of have to guess. Sometimes Facebook likes something a lot more to show it. So,
and that's true though, right? Like, you know that Facebook plays favorites. That's so annoying.
But that's okay because Facebook is showing it to people, and that's really important.
Yeah, and we're in their house, so it's good. This is something that came up when we were at the conference not too long ago, and someone asked me a great question. They were like, "Now, do you use the attribution tags from Amazon, and do you, what do you think of those?"
Mhm.
And I'm going to be really frank here, because one of our things that we're going to, how do you successfully test, is you want to make sure that you're using links that you control and that give you accurate data. I'm a
Yeah.
firm believer that if somebody is benefiting financially from the data that they give you, I don't know that
And
I
I,
trust it, right?
well,
And
you also tested it, and you test everything before we do or recommend
right.
anything.
I test
Everything we
everything. So
constantly test it. Yeah.
yeah, we were testing. So I was like, okay, and there is attribution timeline. I totally get that. Like 7 days, 14 days, 21 days. Facebook has 7 to 14 days as well. So yeah, everything. But I created a test link in the attribution tagging. And I know a lot of ad people really push using the Amazon attribution tags. You do you. I don't, maybe your test will be different. But I
Yep.
clicked on that thing 150 times. It was exhausting. I did it, and I was like, kept losing count. I'm not the person that you want at the door clicking to see who's walking through, because I do not have the attention span. 150 times, according to my kid that counted for me. And when I was looking, I was like, okay, it's not going to be, all the data's not going to be there today. So I came back to it a few days later, and I was like, it was like
Mhm.
48. I was like, 48. Another few days later, it said I only did 61.
Yeah.
61 clicks out of 150. I was not impressed. So for me, that tells me, if I'm just going to be using an attribution tag, why not just use my affiliate link? Do you know what I mean? Like that's it,
Mhm.
even it's about as accurate. So I don't know. I just was like, no, I don't. I like to
And
use,
one you make extra money with,
yeah, right. And yeah, exactly. I like access to information from someone who isn't from a company that isn't going to benefit from me
Yeah.
using.
Yeah.
They won't get my data. They're not going to go and be like, oh, look at where they're getting it from, and look at, because that's just more data mining, right? So
Yeah.
we use reader links. We love reader
Author
links.
Helper
Author
Suite, they
Helper
changed
Suite.
it.
Thank you. I know and I'm the one who
Oh,
even was like,
yeah.
hey, we need to rebrand. It's great. But the reader links part of Author Helper Suite is one of my favorites. They're fast links. They're just great. I love them. I haven't had any problems with them. So, but they also don't benefit from you. They don't take your data. They don't sit there and they're not like, hey, we're going to get extra money if we get these. They don't put in affiliate links for you. You do that yourself, all the things. Like, that's where you want to, if you're going to be testing, you have to make sure that your data is clean. And that is one of the ways to do it.
I agree. And so also when you're testing, and it depends upon what goal you have.
Oh,
You're
huge.
testing
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes. Like we just said, are you testing for covers? Are you trying to increase your subscribers? So I've been doing some, like lead gen ads, and they're great. I love them. But my goal is different, right? With those. So I can't look at those and be like, oh, I'm spending X amount of dollars a day, but I'm not making that money. Well, the goal is to grow
You're
your
building,
subscribers list,
yeah,
right?
you're
Yeah.
building a newsletter list, which you own,
Yeah,
which
which
is,
you own.
yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
exactly, which is massively important. So yes, exactly, Mandy, have an identifiable goal. And then Mandy and I talk about the things that we test all the time. So here's a list of things that we test, but this is not exclusive. It's
I test
not even all
everything.
inclusive. It's not everything. It's just an
No, I
idea.
said I test everything.
Yeah, I know. Test everything. But some ideas
Yeah.
are like images, like we have creative. We already mentioned covers, maybe the different ad format.
Links.
Oh yeah, the links. What kind of
Yeah.
links? Yeah, we were talking about that at the con. Reader Links does this thing, and I'm going to see if I can do a screenshot right here.
Oh, yeah.
The page read, where it goes to like the read page. You'll see what it is. So
Yeah, inside your book.
yeah, inside your book,
It's
the link takes you
Mhm.
immediately inside the book. It doesn't take you to the landing page. So
I think that's huge. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm
You
going to see if I can do a,
yeah, you hook
yeah,
them in, and then they just keep reading. They're like, "Oh, yeah, I have to keep reading this." Click.
yeah. There's a buy button there
Mhm.
too, which is, yeah.
Yeah.
So I love that. I get that through reader links. I just automatically assign it to all the books for me and my clients. And I know you do the same thing. And that's one thing that we test: which landing page, right? Because they're going either to the buy page or the read page, which one's better. And sometimes that doesn't always work the best, but it's a great thing to test. I
Direct
don't know
sales.
why I wrote your breath. Maybe I feel that way.
Yeah. Well, we test links to, different landing pages too for direct sales.
Right, exactly. Yes. Oh yeah, good one. And on direct sales though too, there's like are you doing bundles? Are you doing, there's so many things to test with the direct sales too.
Yep.
But that's a great point. And then when you're starting to get into conversion ads, there's different things to test in there, which pixel events you're going to use. Like there's a whole lot of things to test.
All the things.
All the things, but you test one at a time, right? What
That's
do you
why
test?
it's so slow.
Yeah, exactly. And it is, but there was something that the guys were talking about, and they were saying, if you do this one thing, it was John, if you do this one thing every day, a little bit every day, like write a chapter every day, 5 days a week or whatever, and versus I have to write 10,000 words tomorrow, and you don't do it because it's too overwhelming, but you get one chapter a day, you are incrementally increasing. Well, when you're tweaking just a little bit at a time, it's the same mentality, right? Like you're actually getting more successful. You're actually climbing that mountain at a more sustainable pace.
Yeah.
So testing helps you with that.
Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree.
Yeah. All right. So I think that's everything we covered for right now for testings. If you have questions, go ahead and put them in the comments.
So if you're part of Hive Mind, which is our monthly membership, which includes all of our courses, you can drop your ad questions in there, like very specific. You can take screenshots, have us look through your data, and we will give you hints, or we will tell you what to do.
Yeah. And Mandy and I are pretty good at that. Yeah. We can look at that and just be like, we think you should try this. Now, since it is a group, if we feel it's something that's like, for instance, if we need to discuss audience with you, that's more of a private thing. So we'll probably pull you off in a DM or just be like, hey, can you meet with us for a few minutes on Zoom? Let's chat this out really quick. But yeah, you're right. I always forget to mention that because I'm like, and our free group, right? Our free Facebook marketing
group.
We
have our free group too.
Yeah. So we really want you to succeed. Like we want you to succeed. So we don't believe in zero-sum game. We believe that friends succeed because they're helping each other. And yeah, we want everybody to
There are tons of readers out there, and there's a reader for your book.
There are a lot of readers. Yeah, I believe that too. So thank you for bringing that up. So yes, make sure you have a goal.
And make sure you're sticking to your brand.
And make sure you're having fun.
Always.
Yeah. All right, guys, we will talk to you later. Don't forget to hit click. Don't forget to click subscribe and the notification bar, and we will see you next time.
And share with a friend.
Yes, share with a friend because success is always better in group.